All right, everybody. I'm going to be answering some of your questions. So here we go. Well, number one would be thylacine. Number two would be thylacine. Number three would be thylacine. No, I'm kidding. But thylacine for sure at the top of the list. Love to do a stellar sea cow. There's a very special lizard that I can't talk about in Borneo that I'd like to go after. The La Palma Island giant lizard is another one I'd like to look for. And I think, you know, if I want to be successful, probably the round island burrowing boa. I have learned so many different life lessons from traveling to different countries. It's hard to explain them all, but I think the biggest one is just being open-minded and being friendly to everybody. And if you do that, it doesn't really matter where you go. You tend to always have positive interactions if you're just willing to accept people and chat with them and hear their side of the story. Proudest moment undeniably was picking up Fern. Just to be able to actually hold an extinct animal in my hand, the rarest animal in the entire world, only one of her species, that moment was prouder than I've ever been of anything I've ever done with wildlife. I started off my career at the very bottom. I mean, I always knew I wanted to work with wildlife and animals, but I started off as a field tech, as a biologist, and rose as quickly as I could through the ranks to becoming a more advanced biologist, and then made the decision to make the jump to television. That took 3 years, and after 3 years, I finally got some media going and managed to build off of that. Hoover, come here. They're asking how old you are. Hoover dog, who sits in my office with me all the time, as you guys know, is my little boy, and he is 2.5. His birthday is in March, so you're 2 and a bit. You'll be 3 in March. Probably the Sundabar Islands. I would love to go there and see just all of this crazy wildlife. It's all protected. Apparently it's impossible to trek through without anything happening. So yeah, probably the Sundarbans. If I didn't work with wildlife, I would just be working with some other form of animals. Like, I was never going to be a banker or a lawyer or anything like that. But I actually thought for a brief period of time, probably about a year, that I was going to be a vet. So I would be fixing up little guys like this if they had problems. I think that's where I'd be if I wasn't a biologist. No such thing as a regular schedule in this line of work. When I'm home, I'm working, like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. right here from my computer in my office. And when I'm traveling, it is all over the place. Sometimes we only work for an hour or two because we get in late. Other times we're working 18 hours a day. Sometimes we're diving all day. Sometimes we're hiking through the desert. There's just no such thing as a regular schedule in what we do. You guys know the answer to this. The thylacine keeps me up at night, keeps me up during the day, keeps me motivated to keep doing what I do. I don't want to be a tinfoil hat guy, but I just think that animal could still be out there. And between what Colossal is doing with the cloning and potentially, hopefully one day finding one in Papua New Guinea, that animal drives me to do a whole lot of things. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Appreciate what you guys do. Stay tuned. We got a lot more to come.
Wild time.